All right, welcome everybody to Wall Street Reporter's next Super Stock live stream, where we bring you those stocks with 10x to 100x upside potential. Companies going after massive multi-billion-dollar market opportunities that are at a key inflection point right now, and with multiple catalysts in place. And that brings us to our next super stock, Advent Technologies, ADN on NASDAQ, and the CEO Gary Herman. Gary, welcome back to the program.
Thank you, Jack.
All right,
good
so
being
Gary,
back.
I think what the big idea is from the current news. What this is telling me is we're at the inflection point. This is what we're waiting for with all our stocks. Is we want to get into these things right as you know they're at the threshold of that explosive growth curve, and we see it's happening right now with all the current news flow. I think it basically proves to us that we're here. So I want you to give us the details, but just real quick, yesterday was the other day you announced delivery of the Honey Badger, the hydrogen fuel cell to the U.S. Army, right?
Correct. Yes.
The week before you had another major purchase order from a European company.
Yes.
I mean, these things are all starting to stack up. But first,
Yes.
Gary, I know today we got a limited time, so I just want to get the key details from you. Tell us about the deal with the U.S. Army, the Department of Defense. What are you doing with them?
Well, we delivered the final 2 Honey Badgers of this particular contract with the Army. They will be testing them, and this could lead to a very significant order in the future with the U.S. Army, as well as hopefully other armed service organizations in the United States and globally with our NATO allies.
Okay, and just real quick, what is the Honey Badger? What is the Honey Badger? I don't have the picture, but explain what this is.
Right.
What's the significance? Why is it important? Why is the military so interested in this today?
It's portable power. It's clean, quiet, portable power. So a Honey Badger can provide power equivalent of 125 pounds of lithium-ion batteries. So just think about that. If you're 6 soldiers in the field, would you rather carry a 25-pound pack, the Honey Badger, or 125 pounds of lithium-ion batteries?
Right. So basically the idea is, okay, so maybe people don't realize, but the war, to lack of a better word, is changing, right? There's a lot more need for technology. You see, like what's happening with the Ukraine. You got drones. You got all this.
Yes.
Need
Portable power. Everything needs to be powered.
Right? You need portable. They need electricity for all these different things. Everything. I mean, like,
Correct.
Everything is becoming much more technology. There's a lot more technology. I mean, you got everything. I mean, like it's not. This is not like what it was in in the Vietnam, right? Like today,
Absolutely not.
You got drones. You got what do you call it? You got those night vision. You got so much
night
demand
vision, satellite phones, computers.
Oh yeah.
The soldier of today and the future needs to have portable power available to power all of these devices.
Yeah. So again, we're talking about this. I didn't even mention the satellite stuff. Yeah. So I mean, it's just growing and growing. So they need to have electricity, and
Right.
The Honey Badger
off-grid power.
Off-grid power. Right now,
Yes.
I know it's clean. Technically, the hydrogen fuel cell is clean. I don't think in the military they really care about the clean part. What they do care about is the practicality of a guy having to carry only 25 pounds versus 100. So it's 100. It's a big deal. And also,
Correct.
It's cheaper. It's more. There's a lot of other things, but that's a big deal because again, this is like the weight thing is a big difference. Okay, how big is the opportunity? How big is this opportunity for the Honey Badger?
And Jack, by the way, just to go back to the Honey Badger, remember it is being fueled with windshield washer fluid, non-flammable, inexpensive, much better than walking around with a Honda generator with diesel or gasoline powered engine. What is the size of the opportunity? That to me, it's an inflection point opportunity with the U.S. Department of Defense and the its divisions, the Army, Navy, Air Force, and Marines. Talking about millions of soldiers. So I'm not saying we have the potential to sell millions of units, but certainly we could be looking at significant numbers of units being sold in the future if the honey badger is adopted the way we think it should be.
And what's the do you have a price on these yet? Is there an idea, or is that a little bit early? Or like how much are these going to sell for?
That will adjust based on quantities ordered by the government, because the more they order, the ability, it's easy for us to bring our costs down as well, since we're buying in bulk.
Okay, but this could be what? This could be like $100 million+ opportunity.
The opportunities are endless. I mean, remember, with the hydrogen fuel cell marketplace, we're looking at a $100 billion global marketplace. Even if you cut out 0.5% of that, that's huge.
Yeah. By the way, one thing we need to address, right? So essentially, for anybody that's new to the program, can you explain exactly? You mentioned the market for hydrogen fuel cells it's becoming a $100 billion market according to all the experts. The applications are for what is it for now? They're using it for drones. I mean, for
drones,
air taxis,
EV, robotics, space, marine, aircraft.
And
wherever you need power.
Yeah. Essentially, in other words, it's kind of an alternative to, like, everybody's all excited about EVs, Teslas, electric vehicles, batteries, but batteries, the it's not for every purpose. Just like everything has its own thing, right? So the hydrogen fuel cell, this thing could be much more effective, especially for the use of air taxis, right? These eVTOLs, like we talked about. Was it 2 weeks ago? We had your chief technology guy, and we talked about how, and he actually gave gave a great use case explaining why your hydrogen fuel cell could be much more effective than using the rechargeable batteries for companies like Joby and Archer, which,
correct.
By the way, these guys have $20 billion combined valuations. I don't think they have any revenue.
I know that, which is incredible. Yeah. Absolutely incredible.
And ADN's market cap is only like 10 million right now, which I believe is what makes it.
We believe we're very undervalued based on our portfolio of intellectual property, our licenses, and the business potential of hydrogen fuel cell. Again, when we're looking at a potential $100 billion marketplace.
And you know what? Now I know we got only like a couple minutes to go. One thing I do want to mention, I think it's important for the audience. What I like personally, what I find very compelling about the stock, again, what makes it qualified to be one of our next super stocks is, we like stocks which are deep value, right? And by deep value, like you mentioned your portfolio of patents, technology portfolio. I think you have like, what is it, 100+ patents or something like that? Is it 100 something?
I think now it's it was somewhere around there. It's somewhere between 70 and 100.
And this was valued at somewhere between $50 and $60 million in a kind of an appraisal. I think you guys did on it.
The value of our portfolio is certainly not reflected in our market cap.
Right. So here's the deal. So if the assets, if the technology is worth 50 to 60 million, the stock is trading today at 10 million. That means the stock can go up 5x. You can see the stock go from $3 to $15. Where are we at? What are we at? 3 and change. This thing could be at $15, and it still will not be overvalued. It'll still be trading at basically near the book value of the worth of the technology. By the way, again, the comps in the space, I'm looking at Joby and Archer as they're not really comps, but they are in a way, because I think at some point they're going to need to use like a hydrogen fuel cell technology. I mean, by the way, you have So by the way, what validates this? I don't know why I'm so excited about this. But what validates this thesis that this could be used by Archer and Joby is that Airbus is using tell us, what is Airbus doing?
Well, Airbus is working with us, and we're working with Airbus on their next generation turboprop engines, which will run on hydrogen fuel cells and be carbon neutral. And I think when you look at our valuation and you think about some of the customers we have today, the U.S. Army, Airbus, I mean,
European
they're working with us.
Agency. European
Right.
Space Agency also.
Correct, that we announced in the past. They're working
Australia.
with us because they know we have cutting edge technology. And this is where we believe the future is going.
Yeah, again, so Airbus is using the hydrogen fuel cell to power the next generation of propeller planes, basically,
Correct.
that they're producing. So if they're doing that, I mean, I could definitely see one of these air taxi, these eVTOL companies use, if it's good enough. Listen, if it's good enough for Airbus, I mean, because they have very strict standards, I think that one of these guys will see that. Oh, yeah, this makes sense.
We agree with you.
Okay, Gary. So I know we got a few minutes left. Company, I think, is again, the news flow clearly indicates the company's at a major inflection point.
Mm-hmm.
What are the next? What else can we expect in the coming weeks? What are the catalysts you have coming up? What else can we expect?
Our teams are very busy here in the United States and overseas. What I suggest is keep an eye on our news flow. And then what I'd like to do is come back and discuss some of the, maybe next week, be able to discuss any new press releases that we have put out.
Okay. And I think, listen, I think the more people understand the technology, the upside potential, the use cases,
right?
They're going to see that this thing should be, I explained this potentially could be a $30 stock or more. And as people understand, the technology better, the applications, I think it'll be very, very helpful. So
I agree with that, and we can also bring back the Emery, our chief technology officer.
Oh yeah. That's right, because I think last time it was on, he was talking about applications for use in space, how you European Space Agency, drones, all that stuff. So
lunar vehicles, Mars rovers. So we can bring him back, and we can do a Q&A session with your audience.
Robotics. We could talk about robotics. We haven't talked about the robotics yet.
Exactly.
Again,
robotics are a big thing.
For example, Tesla is what Elon Musk has said is that the robots are going to be much bigger than the car. I mean, it's going to be a much bigger market opportunity for them than the cars. And they're using obviously batteries, electric, and I think there is definitely a use case for hydrogen fuel cell instead of a battery.
100% agree with you.
So on that note, Gary, thank you again for joining us for the quick update. We'll catch up with you next week.